Hello? All right, welcome to our latest edition of Ragic Office Hour, and let's get started on your questions. So, first question. All right, is circular referencing bad? Okay, once I asked the support, is there any solution to get subtable record as default and fill in Lincoln Low field every time you choose an object? Get set subtable record as default. Okay, there's an example. And an item has some colors as a subtable. Okay, and when you add it to an order, default colors always set as white, but other colors are able to choose as well. Items, colors. Okay. Support told me there's no option for the moment and to get so, but I found a way by myself. The only you need is to create another link field under the item's form called default color and reference it to a color from the subtable. Hmm. Create another link field under the item's form. Then you can link and load it field color every time you add your item to an order. Default color will be set. Meanwhile, you can still choose another color if you want, but as I understand it, that's not documented right now. May it bring issue to my data? Okay, sorry. This sounds a little bit complicated, so I'll need a moment to understand how this actually works. Okay, item has some colors as a subtable. Okay, when you add it to an order default color. Okay, add it to an order default color must be white. Okay. Okay, to my understanding, because in link and load, you cannot um wait, let me check again. And reference it to a color from the subtable. Okay, the part I'm not sure about is how do you reference a color from the subtable for the default color? Okay, so generally, if the method that you're using works, and if you test it and it works, generally it should work. So I don't see any reason right now to say that, oh, that's bad for your data. So generally, if it works and you tested it and it works, it should be fine. But I'm not exactly sure how this overall works. So basically, So basically, when you're link and loading data from another sheet, you can only choose fields from, normal fields, non-subtable fields. So what Anton did here is to do a link and load first from the subtable and loaded the default color loaded the default color as a non-subtable field, and you can link and load from that non-subtable field. So generally from it, what it sounds like there's not a big problem with this method. So if you're link and loading link and loaded field, generally there's not any problem with that. Okay. The, yeah, I'm guessing that when you're doing the default color, you're using a formula to fill in the field. So yeah, decide which subtable you are loading as this. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but I think that should work. And if you're not sure, you can feel free to use the need help link and ask our support to take a look, and we'll let you know if it's okay. But generally, if it works, if you test it, if it works, and it should be fine. Okay, nonprofit. Okay, Vic, thank you for listening and making us this word. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we've recently just removed the restrictions for 5 users on the professional plan that you need at least 5 users to have the nonprofit discount, and we remove that restriction so that right now any number of users for the professional plan you can apply the 30% nonprofit discount. So if it applies to you, feel free to apply for the nonprofit discount. Okay. Yes, just let me summarize this to make sure that everybody knows this to take advantage of the offer. All right. Yeah, we have a lot of nonprofit organizations using Ragic, and we think it's like a really it feels like it's just a really useful tool for nonprofits to use and digitize their operation because usually they're not going to use like big, heavy enterprise software, but as a no-code tool like Ragic, it just really helps digitize their operations, like to manage their volunteers and working hours or any of the equipment. So it's just a really useful way for nonprofit organizations to coordinate. Okay, iMessage integration. Would it be possible to share entries using iMessage in the future, just like WhatsApp? To my understanding, I don't think there's an API for iMessage. Yeah, it's Apple's proprietary thing, so I don't think there's an. I'm not sure, but if it has an API, then it's certainly possible to share to for Ragic to support it in the future, but I'm not sure it has an API. But if it does, and it's certainly possible for us to add that in the future. Yeah, maybe I think it should have an API, just not an API that I know of. All right. Yeah, we'll take a look and check out the API and see if we can do that in the future. Yeah, we found that users have like multiple ways that many possible different ways they want to share an entry, like with text messages, email, WhatsApp, or like iMessage. So we might be we'll be thinking about how to integrate all these ways that you can share this entry. So right now we have this email this entry, share this entry with a URL, share this with certain countries will share this entry with Line, and for some countries will share this entry with WhatsApp. So probably we'll need to have a more general way for people to choose how they want to share an entry. Like maybe like when you're sharing a blog post and you have multiple icons to choose how you want to share this. Yeah, we'll probably need to look into how to, on the UI perspective, how to display like more options to share an entry. And we'll try to do this for as many services as possible as long as they have an API. All right, that's it for the questions for today. And thank you for joining in to Ragic's office hour. And if you have any more further questions, feel free to use the Ragic questions form here. And I'll talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good day.